Live for Excellence Productions presents self-publishing for fun and profit. Book 2 in the successful self-publisher series, How to Write, Publish and Market Your Book Yourself. Written by Rae A. Stonehouse. Narrated by Mike from Google. Audiobook ISBN 9781998813049. Introduction. Welcome to the successful self-publisher series, How to Write, Publish and Market Your Book Yourself. I wasn't planning on writing a book on how to write a book and how to self-publish it. It hadn't made it to my ever-increasing to-do list. A few years back, through a professional connection, I was asked to deliver a presentation to a local writers' guild on the subject of, well, you can probably guess. My connection was aware I had written and self-published several ebooks and felt I had sage advice to share with his group. As I was researching content for my presentation, I realized there was significantly more material available on the subject than I could possibly fit into my presentation time allotment, and far more than I knew about. At the time of starting to write this book, I had written and self-published 5 nonfiction ebooks. My genre is personal, professional development, and self-help. I provide tips and techniques to solve problems. When I say I self-published, what I'm really saying is I paid an online publishing business to publish my books for me. At that point in my author's journey, I believed it was how you self-published. My topics are varied. One of my earlier topics was how to survive and prevent personal violence while working in healthcare. I had been a long-time registered nurse working in psychiatry mental health, and have recently retired. Another, how to be a dynamic master of ceremonies. I had a business called Mr. MC for a while. Technically, I still do. I just don't have any active customers. In yet another, I provided tips and techniques for shy people to level the playing field with the extroverts of the world and become power networkers. With having written, self-published through an online self-publishing company, and marketed 5 nonfiction, self-help ebooks, my experience with writing and publishing continued to grow exponentially. I started writing this book in June 2018. The completion of the book was put on hold for 2 years. I realized that by paying an online publishing business to publish my books, I wasn't really self-publishing in the truest sense of the word. I recall thinking that I didn't have any credibility in calling myself a self-publisher. To solve that problem and hopefully increase my credibility, I put an action plan in place. One of my first steps was to create my own publishing company, Live for Excellence Productions, LFEP. This was a business name I had used for other purposes over the years, starting life as an event planning business. The name resonated with me and still does. The books I had published were in an electronic format, i.e., ebooks. I started with a complete rewrite and edit of my book, You're Hired. Job Search Strategies That Work. I then self-published it on Amazon Kindle Direct and a couple other online self-publishing distribution companies. However, this time, besides the ebook version, I also created a print-on-demand paperback version of the book. The book had a fresh new cover and look. I then had it discontinued from the original online publishing company's catalog. The next step was to take the original You're Hired. Job Search Strategies That Work book, subdivide it into 3 smaller books with added content to flesh them out. These are all published in their own names. Then these 3 smaller books were put together as a box set, then published. An additional step taken was to convert the content of the main book and the 3 spin-off books into online training programs. Continuing with this strategy, I rewrote, re-edited, changed the titles, and created new book covers for 2 more of the books previously published with the online self-publishing business. As with the You're Hired book, they were published in ebook and paperback under my LFEP business and removed from their catalog. I retired in January 2020 from a 40-plus year career in nursing. I'm not one to relax and quickly finished writing and publishing 2 more books. I had started writing them a few years back, and they too had sat on the back burner for a while as I was working on other projects. My next project was a book focusing on elder safety and providing their family caregivers with strategies in making their homes safe. It has been published in electronic and paperback versions. There is also an accompanying workbook. The main points of the book have also been captured in an online training program. It's been a busy 2 years. In becoming a true self-publisher, my learning curve has been straight up in the air. At the risk of stating the obvious, if you are reading this book, you probably have an interest in writing and self-publishing yourself. In this series, I want to share with you the steps you need to take and strategies you can use to become a successful author and self-publisher for your manuscript. I share what worked for me, what didn't, and what the so-called experts of self-publishing tell us to do or not to do. Where other books may provide you an overview of how to publish your manuscript, I share a different perspective with you. And that is in taking a business approach to your writing and self-publishing. I can't guarantee it will provide you with the road to financial freedom, but I can say having a thorough understanding of the writing to publishing process can empower you in ways that traditional publishing would prohibit. You will find my style of writing to be conversational, as if I am speaking directly to you. Except, of course, that you will be unable to respond to me. I am a logistical and strategic thinker. I have laid out the book so you can easily follow a step-by-step process of developing your book, and then I provide techniques on how to market it. Some of you may already be comfortable or skilled in the content covered by a particular chapter. The book is laid out so you don't necessarily have to read it linearly, i.e., from front to back. You can use it as a reference and go directly to the chapter and content you are interested in. You will note that some topics are covered more than once in different chapters from an additional perspective to add more depth to the chapter's subject. One of the basic formulas I use to determine if I should take action or not is, could I versus should I. It's up to you to decide firstly whether you have the skills, time, budget, etc. to follow a particular strategy. And secondly, whether you should. Is it worthwhile doing? Will there be a positive return on your investment? As with any skill-building process, you would be well advised to self-monitor your progress. As you read through the chapters and enact the different strategies, keep a log of what worked and what didn't work. While I am striving to provide you with a comprehensive approach to writing, publishing, and marketing your book, the industry is constantly changing. The way things work today may not be true tomorrow. Feel free to contact me with updated information or content that you think I should include in further editions of this book. Once you're published, let me know how the process worked. I would love to be able to boast about assisting an upcoming best-selling author. Have fun. Let's see what we can create together. Rae Stonehouse, author. October 2022. Chapter 1. Welcome to Book 2, Publishing Your Content for Fun and Profit. In Book 1, Writing and Publishing as a Business, we explored reasons for wanting to write a nonfiction book and introduced a business model to develop your self-publishing business. We also looked at elements integral to creating an effective nonfiction book. Here in Book 2, we focus on the publishing aspect of your book. We look at different methods of publishing, where you can start by having an online publishing business do all the work for you, for a cost of course. As you become more comfortable or daring perhaps, we also look at online options where you can upload your book, in many cases, for free to an aggregator, distributor, and gain greater control of your publication and distribution. In Book 3, Content Marketing Strategies That Work, we dive deep into book marketing options, looking at it from many perspectives.